What's going on, guys? Billy here, and today I'm going to be going through my personal flight prep routine before flying the DJI Inspire 2. Now, this drone is a lot different than all of the other drones or most of the other drones that DJI sells just because you can't take it out of your bag and just start flying. There's a lot of preparation and setup involved, but it's all worth it because this drone is a straight beast. When I first got this drone, I was as confused as can be. In fact, if you tuned into my live unboxing of the Inspire 2, you probably saw me make a fool of myself for about 30 minutes trying to set it up, but I really wish I had a video like this, a nice short video to come and watch to make sure I was doing everything properly before sending a very expensive piece of equipment up in the air. Now, the reason I'm making this video is so that anyone with an Inspire 2 can kind of compare against my flight prep, make sure I'm doing things right, but also to make sure you're doing things right. And then from there, maybe if you're looking to buy an Inspire 2, you can kind of see what goes into setting up the Inspire 2 before sending it up in the air, kind of getting it ready. As again, it's not like a Mavic. You can't just pull it out and fly it. There's a lot of preparation that's involved. But guys, anyway, without further ado, let's get into the flight prep walkthrough of the Inspire 2. The first thing I would recommend doing is finding an open area to set this up. A table-like surface is something that's always the easiest to work off of, as I like to spread all of my equipment out, but I have set this thing up many times just on the ground, on rocks, on the grass, and really at the end of the day, you're just gonna have to use whatever is available. Once we crack open the box, I like to get the Inspire 2 itself out first and remove the rubber battery covers protecting the terminals on the back. We can then grab two fully charged batteries and slide them into place on the back of the drone. Now that we have power, click the power button on the drone 5 times to raise it from travel mode to landing mode. This will subsequently turn the drone on, and at this time, I like to check if the compass needs to be calibrated. This means we'll need to take out the remote controller and connect our mobile device. Now in my case, I just use my smartphone, so I need the tablet or smartphone holder because I don't own a Crystal Sky monitor. Luckily, that comes included with the Inspire 2. Once everything is all plugged in and the drone is turned on, I'll fire up the DJI Go app and check the status of the internal components to make sure that the drone is running properly, and also to check if I need to calibrate any of the sensors that are showing errors. I like to check for these errors so early in my setup process just because it overall makes things easier. I mean, if you've got to calibrate the compass or the IMU, both of those tasks are easier with no gimbal and no propellers attached. Also, if you're going to be calibrating the gimbal and the IMU, tilting the drone around, it's just going to add unneeded stress to the motors of the gimbal. Now that the batteries are in, the drone is in landing mode, and the remote is all set up, we'll attach the camera to the bottom of the drone. But before we do that, we have to turn the drone off. Whenever taking the gimbal and camera on or off, the drone has to be powered down. The connectors on the drone and gimbal are so small and so fragile that any misalignment could cause a short. This is really important because you don't want to fry either of the ports. Okay, so now with the drone off, we can remove the protective cover over both connections on the camera and on the Inspire 2. I like to keep all of these small little pieces together so that when I'm packing up, I don't have to go and hunt for them. Now, to attach the camera, I like to lean the drone backwards on its landing gear to get a better angle and view of the connection being made. On the gimbal is 2 colored circles which help lock it in place. First, line the white from the gimbal with the red on the drone, and then spin the gimbal so that both red circles meet. You should hear a click, which means it's in place, but just to be sure, I like to twist the gimbal just to double check. Now, all that's left to do is get the propellers on this drone so that we can get it up in the air. They aren't as easy as the quick release props on a Mavic or on the Phantom series of drones. In fact, the locking mechanism confused me at first, but now it only takes me a few seconds to get them locked into place. First, match the colors, white to white and orange to orange, then fit the prop in and make sure it's all the way in place or else it won't lock. I usually like to push down around the entire center portion so that it's flush, and then spin the silver clips to secure the propeller. And then from there, I do kind of a double check and I push up on the propellers just to make sure they're in place. And there we have it, guys. That is the full flight prep walkthrough for the DJI Inspire 2. Now we're good to take off, although I think I'm gonna wait until I get outside. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and above all, I hope that you learned something if you've got an Inspire 2 or if you plan on buying an Inspire 2 in the future. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Peace.